If people want an example of wokeness or specifically queer theory in modern media and how its inclusion destroys a narrative, here it is in Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it, sorry.
So we have an Asian elf person suddenly concerned Isabella's using the wrong pronouns. Suddenly, Isabela knows this, even though there's no indication of this, or that Isabela would even care, or that Taash even cares. But apparently, Bellara speaks for everyone. It's like she's the writer or something, and everyone just suddenly realizes what she's really trying to say. Immediately, we go into an apology from the sluttiest of women in the series. A woman so open with her sexuality, her first encounter in Origins could end up with a sexual encounter or an orgy with your companions.
Who am I to deny such a pretty little thing as yourself, my dear? You are welcome to join us. And what about you, Zev? Shall we? For old time's sake?
Oh, Isabela, you and your ridiculous appetites.
She'd argue with Aveline constantly because she was such a prude.
Shut up, whore. That's my girl.
The majority of conversations in Dragon Age 2 with her are about sex and innuendo.
The difference between a courtesan and a whore is... well, their shoes are nicer. I think your shoes are fine. Look at you being funny. That might even get you a man someday.
Freedom as a pirate and being against slavery, and then just flirting with everyone, or using her sexuality to change topics, especially when deflecting about her Canary artifact.
So this relic you mentioned losing...
You have pretty eyes.
I have pretty eyes.
If there's ever a character in the entire series who would be the opposite of prudish and wanting to be honest with speaking her mind, especially regarding sex, it would be her.
Oh, will you two get over yourselves? I did her too.
Unfortunately, the writers of the Veilguard just had to change her. So here she is, apologizing over pronouns as if this conversation happened to her in the past. Oh, and it did. There's a story to go along with it.
What are you doing? Pulling a barv.
Oh, okay.
a barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crews, not good for morale, but there's not always time for big drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barv.
Actually, she did 5. I guess not even her apology is accurate. Not that anyone was counting or even cares. Apparently in her Lords of Fortune pirate group, instead of pirates, I don't know, fighting, they do push-ups. That's a weird, pathetic pirate group they've got. Hey man, you hurt my feelings. Oh, I don't got time to apologize. I'll just do 10. Of course, they also had to reduce her breast size and make her look like she joined some kind of tribal hippie team.
Oh, there we go.
Isabela, what did you just do? No one seems to care. Even Taash was ambivalent or confused as to what just happened.
What are you doing?
She's entertaining someone who has a mental disorder or is dumb or probably just confused, like most of the audience watching this. Yeah, I'm sure this serious and strict Kuhn taught her non-binaryism.
Women are priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight. Why would women ever wish to be men? That makes no sense.
And unless she's Tal Vashoth or Ben Hasrath, how is she even a warrior? So, anyway, this Taash is part of the Lords of Fortune or not? And what is this? Isabela seems to know Taash, so Taash seems to know her, since Isabela was just telling a story about her fighting a snake. So if Taash suddenly changed her sexual identity or whatever, Isabela would just probably laugh at her. She'd say something like, well, that's not what you were last time we were together, or something racy like that. But apparently there's a barv ritual she's never heard of as well. So the rowdy pirates who fight and sleep with each other have a ritual for not fighting and sleeping with each other, to apologize by doing push-ups.
Do they also wish to live on the moon? That's as attainable.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Taash's back.
Oh, Taash isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
When I think of a pirate, I think of a ruthless cutthroat who's ruled by their passions, not their lack of hormones, and some mind virus where everyone is concerned about pronoun usage. Wait, you get lots of "I'm not sexual anymore" pirates running around when you've got Ravani dripping over here writing fan fiction about you?
It's friend fiction. I do it out of love.
I will never, ever be clean again.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them too.
So what is she here? Is Isabela a prude with language, but not with sex? This doesn't make any sense. She made all kinds of puns and jokes and innuendos with sex. She would never capitulate her free use of words to make some confused girl feel better on the off chance she might have offended them, which she clearly didn't.
Apostate prostitutes? Apostitutes!
She doesn't even care about talking about Aveline's dead husband directly with Aveline.
What about Wesley? Did he? Isabela. What? Too soon? Too soon, too personal, too everything coming from you. Oh, sore spot? If you don't shut up, I'll give you a sore spot.
She also has multiple innuendos describing Donick and Aveline.
Did he curl your toes? Pudding your peach? Float your frigate? Shank your jewelry? Praise your maker? How about satisfy a demand of your kyun?
And describing shoving a thumb up his ass. Do you think she'd care about pronouns?
Aveline, if you shove your thumb up his ass, I win.
Ah, that old chestnut.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, "Oops, sorry," and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with.
Yeah, because it's juvenile and perverse. Why would anyone want to entertain a person or respect them who thinks we should care about their sexual proclivities or lack thereof?
Trust me, I know. But pulling a barf, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
That doesn't make sense. How does doing 10 push-ups have anything to do with an apology?
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them.
Gee, maybe because they're apologizing? What exactly should it be about? If you make your apology about someone else, you're just doing it to appease them, to say words that they want to hear. If you're genuinely sorry about what you did, you feel bad on the inside. Have we forgotten what the words "I'm sorry" means? And I'm sorry for being Canadian, but have people forgotten how to apologize? If your apology isn't sincere, you're just appeasing someone.
Oh, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
I'm sorry, what's wrong with this? We're playing this sorrow game so everyone's comfortable. That's what the group does. When someone feels bad, you try to make them feel better because it's not a big deal. It's a pronoun, and they want you to feel comfortable after that, saying it. Why can't you do the same to the person who's apologizing? Don't you want everyone to feel comfortable and friendly together? Isn't that the point of apologizing?
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Whoa, that's some great acting. That's very, very believable. Just 100% verisimilitude. I mean, you got to give this girl a game award or something.
Pulling a barf puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So pirates are too weird to apologize, so they do 10 push-ups instead to say they're sorry. But Isabela said she's sorry before she did the 5 push-ups.
They're still holding it, sorry.
What are you doing?
What is this weird double talk? Is it not okay to say sorry and then do the farv or barv? Seems to me if you start doing push-ups in the middle of a public gathering, You're the one making it about yourself. What nonsense is this? And this is why queer theory has no business in this story with an established character who would never say or act this way. If Bioware wants to make a queer game with all kinds of stupid rituals and sexual dialogue, go for it. Just don't ruin the thing that came before. As David Gator once said, characters are at the heart of any good game narrative. If we love them, we love their world. And that's why I'm most passionate about creating them. Stop changing things because current year politics makes you feel good. Because some gendermancer was the only guy or girl left on the team to lead it. Grow up and learn to write. And by learning to write, I mean how humans, real people, talk and behave, not this current year bullcrap, this narcissistic sexual nonsense that has no place in this story. To finish this off, here's a collection of Isabela proving she is the opposite of a holier-than-thou, politically correct prude.
Trust me, I've heard "get away from me, you pirate hag" more times than I care to count. Doesn't that bother you? Why should it? They don't know me. I know me. And if I called you a mannish, awkward, ball-crushing do-gooder, you'd say, "Shut up, whore." That's my girl. Some good, old-fashioned, headboard-slamming... If you don't shut your mouth, I'm gonna slam your head against something. Touchy.
You keep staring at me. Is it my eyes again?
You're very lanky for an elf. I like lanky.
From what I gather, you like a lot of things.
Nonsense. But when I see something I like, I go after it.
Do you intend to go after me, then?
Will you take off all that spiky armor you're wearing?
It's been known to happen.
Then forget it.
I do just fine whoring myself out without your help, thanks. You're not the only one here who can bullshit, you know?
Bianca responds to my touch. She'd never give it up for you.
That's what they always say, and I always prove them wrong.
I know. I'll have to steal myself another Canary relic.
The scary thing is, I don't know if you're joking.
Of course I'm joking. I'm not getting involved with those people again.
So what's with that magical fisting thing you do?
Sorry?
Men are only good for one thing. Women are good for 6. 6? Which 6?
Isabela!